How's it going, ladies and gents? Anthony Taylor here from SME Strategy. I hope you're having an excellent day. I just wanted to do this video blog and podcast for you because here in Vancouver, Canada, where I am, we recently had a Family Day, which is a holiday dedicated for you to spend time with your family. And then yesterday, of course, was February 14th, so Valentine's Day. So I wanted to do a podcast, video blog about the importance of communication in hearing Valentine's Day and Family Day. So tell you a bit about myself. Born and raised in Vancouver. I was recently engaged, and we've been going out for a while now. And so when it comes to communication with a partner, for those of you that married, it's one of those things that you need to work on all the time. And so I've been really aware of needing to not only understand better my communication as myself, but then the communication from the other person. And I joke about this when we lead facilitating or lead strategic planning sessions, is that sometimes the thing that you say isn't exactly the same thing that is heard by the other person. So how does this relate to you? So obviously, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you can think of that. But one of the things that we might not realize as much, and the irony of Family Day, is that many of us spend more time with our work family than our actual family. You spend 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week at the office. But how much time do you really spend having those conversations with the people around you in your life? So, two opportunities. One opportunity to improve the communication and improve, just the time you spend with your family, the people that you consider, your loved ones that you share a roof with or what have you. But the other opportunity is really how can you improve the communication between you and your coworkers or your leadership team or your staff, so that you guys can basically have the best work life possible. And that's one of the things that I really love and I'm committed to when I work with everybody that comes to the site, looking for help with their planning and help with their team development, what have you, is how can I help you guys have the best work life possible. So some of the things that I was aware of when it comes to Family Day is the fact that you need to make time. You need to, or they suggest you make time to have that better communication with your family. So in your work family, where can you create opportunities to interact and really get to know the people that you're working with? So I'm not saying, the people that you work with need to be your best friends. What I am saying is that if you have better communication with those people, then overall life is better. And I'll use another personal example for myself, and that's been a really transformative thing is, we all have our relationship with our parents or what have you. And you know how your parents are always, for me, bugging me, like, oh, you should wear a coat. Why aren't you doing that? I was even listening to a CD the other day of a rapper, a professional rapper, for those of you that like rap music. And his parents were saying, oh, make sure you stay in a hotel instead of sleeping in a buddy's house or whatever. And all they are is they're concerned for you. So I might not have heard concern before. I might have heard that they were, just trying to, control my life, or I might have heard that they were just annoying or bugging me or whatever, or they thought they were smarter than me. But really all they are doing is trying to look out for me and, make sure that I'm happy, I'm safe, and that I'm successful. So for your coworkers, when they say things, or when you say things to them, they might hear it totally differently than the intention. So if you say, oh, can you get to me that by Thursday? Is that possible? They might hear, oh, this guy doesn't think I'm capable of doing this, or doesn't he understand all the rest of the stuff in my life? He's trying to boss me around, or whatever. Why are we doing this? I don't understand why it's a priority. So as you take time to bring focus into what you're doing with your team, take the time to say, hey, what are you hearing when I say this? Do you get why we're trying to do this? And that's one of the benefits of doing team planning and creating that culture of communication and shifting the culture, is because you, over time, have to stop explaining yourself why we're doing this. Well, we have a culture of high performance. So I'm asking you to do this because I know it's going to push you. And because you're part of this organization, you've agreed that you're going to take on things that are going to push you to that higher level. Or, we're committed to our customers more than anything. And so if I'm asking you to do this and you have already a full plate of things, I'm asking because it is a customer related activity and we need to push it to the top of the list. And as long as that communication comes across clear, as long as what you're saying is what they hear and vice versa, it's going to help you be just more effective in your team. So the final piece on being more effective with your team, and one thing that's helped me a lot, is empathy. And empathy is just a broad word, but really put yourself in the other person's shoes. Try to understand where they're coming from. Try to understand, what got them to that place, what's going on in their life. And don't do it from a place of trying to gain power. That's not what it's about. It's really, you have to talk to these people. You have to have this human interaction, whether that's on email, whether that's on phone, whether that's face to face. You need to talk to this person. So understand, try to put yourself in their position. What are they trying to accomplish? What's their life about? What's going on? And communicate with them at that level. And if you do that, and it's one of those things that takes practice to not just think about what's going on in your life, because as leaders, we have so much stuff going on. We have our own people that are yelling at us and asking us to do stuff, and we got a lot of pressure and things that we got on our plate, but so do they. So how can you be empathetic? How can you put your communications at a place where it's coming from their shoes? You understand what's going on in their life as best as possible. Again, you don't need to be their best friend. You just need to, put yourself in their position when you're trying to talk to them. And it'll help you get your communications across. It'll help you move your plans across because the communication lines are clear. And, when you're asking somebody to do something, when you're requesting something of them, it'll move everything faster and it'll make your life easier. I guarantee it. So 3 points I want to leave you with today. Focus and time. That, like all things, if you want to improve in them, it takes focus and it takes time. So if you're planning a strategy meeting, do incorporate some piece about communication, about culture, and then on your own personal development, take some time to level yourself up. I'm reading Better, Faster, Stronger by Charles Duhigg right now, which I really enjoy on that subject. There's a lot of great books about that. Make the focus, make that the central point as to some of your personal or professional development over the next little while, and I guarantee it will pay dividends. The communication, the hearing and listening, so put yourself in their position, and then realize that not everything that you say is heard the same way that you intended to say it. So, it's like that game of broken telephone. So be aware of that. And one of the things I do is just always ask for confirmation or clarity. What did I say? Repeat it back to me in my words or in your words, so that we make sure that you heard the same thing I meant to say, because you don't want to give somebody, marching orders, for lack of a better term, and they start doing the wrong thing, and they did exactly what they thought was right, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be happy. So that doesn't help anybody. And then, be empathetic, put yourself in their shoes, understand what's going on in their life, and communicate to them from that level. Especially as, a general manager dealing with other VPs, you have a lot of strong personalities, and, to get things moving, you really have to get people on your side to move it. So, understand what's important to them. If they're motivated by money, if they're motivated by job satisfaction, if they're whatever that is, and that's a whole other video, but just really put yourself in their position and understand what hurts for them, and it'll help you understand what'll help them move forward. And so I hope that helps you get better communication with your team, get closer with your team, because you have to spend, much of your adult life with them. And I hope it helps you get more done in your planning, in your execution, and just in your day-to-day. So I look forward to sharing with you next time, and thanks so much.